Obviously down a couple of maps, not nearly as comfortable, and you know, if they can get something going, if they can win Mexico, that can be pretty huge for themselves to, you know, begin the comeback, begin the reverse sweep, because mentally for Vasco, if they go down 1 or 2 maps, it's going to be rough for them to finish it off, but we'll see.
Now Vasco is going to be defending against CaraHouse, and already some bullets being exchanged. Nate's flying left and right, so fast-paced hold downs and aggressions. And Nate's going to find some good value into Rambo, as Vasco is going to start us off with a 50 hit points taken away. At the moment, minute 50, and it did pipe down towards middle as the smokes are being put out, and more Nate's flying away and C's way, as he himself is going to be ticked out for half HP as well.
Yeah, Mexico, definitely one of these maps where we chill out for a while. Took a look at the best stats player, Dola, just up there in terms of many different stats. It's one of our best. And, you know, it's just hard to convert some of those stats into the stats that matter, which is round wins, match wins against really strong teams. It can be very difficult. CaraHouse thinking about pushing through the water.
Contested by Action in the moment. Looks like they will just have to fall back out of water. Noticing, I mean, they were hoping that nobody was watching outside of water, so they can kind of sneak through it and try to still flank, but looks like they have figured out somebody is already watching on the other side of all things, and they'll have to come back down towards A. But look at the position of VNC is already tucked by the box with the support of Silva, so even if the flashes and smokes come out, VNC can always spring out in time, but MG says no to it already. Takes down Lucas. So CaraHouse already mightily struggling. Only 35 seconds are left on the clock, and they'll have to give it a go sign. Go, go, go! All guns blazing. Dola's gonna take down VNC, and he's gonna start leading the charge in towards the middle, but MG's nailed right on the money as we speak. That's gonna take down Dola. 3 versus 4, and MG in the bomb site. The shot, but Action will spring out, gets a double kill. And looks like Vasco will start us off nicely with the first round going to that way.
Yeah, really, it just comes down to MG hitting that first shot, takes a lot of power out of the push into mid. He hits another one with the nade, and he buys a decent amount of time on the B site as well. Pretty desperate from the side of CaraHouse, I believe, and now if VNC, he wants to poke in here. They're getting pretty aggressive on the side of Vasco. You don't need to do this, but Vasco's saying, why not? Let's send it. Action gonna pick up another grenade kill, and now advantage once again towards Vasco. We do have 4 versus 3, but pretty low health bars on Fefe in Action, you could say.
I mean, every single player in Vasco knows how to land those nades right on bullseye, as if they're playing darts. Is going to hit those nades like nothing. And for now, after dropping 2 players outside of A in a skirmish there, was going to be coming down towards water. And this one, it's more like they're forced to come down towards water rather than having a choice, because they believe A is completely blockaded off and they will have to come down towards middle with a fake flash being thrown down. They're going to try to regain control of middle. I don't know if that's going to be possible because we have Action tucked up in the corner, and any moment soon Fefe can arrive for support. MG can always kind of find a deeper angle to look down towards middle, look down towards spawn. So we do see the C4 and Lucas being stuck down towards middle, and look at Action. He's looking to creep up, but Shady quickly gets the aim down, and all of a sudden B is completely isolated. Will CaraHouse realize this?
Yeah, it's just MG over there, and now Kimbum, he's lurking over towards A by himself. MG just gonna charge into them with the pistol, and this fight gonna be won by Kimbum, as meanwhile, we did have that push coming into B, so immediate cleanup from the side of CaraHouse. They just take a bunch of great trades, 1v1s essentially, and Kimbum as well with the 1v2, and that will just win them the round. They don't even have to play post plant. That's pretty rare to see from the Blacklist side of Mexico, so a great start here for CaraHouse.
Definitely a great start for sure indeed, as they are able to tie this back up to 1-1. And like we've said many a times, Mexico is definitely a global risk sided map, and you don't want to drop any rounds. We've seen some crazy comebacks on this map. You come out 8-1 on the global risk and go to the blacklist, lose 9 in a row and lose the map. So You don't want to give a foothold for CaraHouse if you're a Vasco fan and Vasco player. So, but they have already dropped one. Dropping more will be an issue.
Yeah, definitely will. Let's see if they can hold on from here. Do have a nade over the top. Gonna do a little bit to the top of the head of Lucas. MG as well, getting a pretty aggressive angle. Might be able to catch Rambo as the flashes come over the top rather. Trying to push into mid, but they don't actually follow up onto this. Now the flashes come in, and now the push comes in. Silva, though, from the side of A, he picks up 2. MG and Fefe get one apiece. As that aggression from MG does end up paying off, as well as from Silva. But now Shady, all alone, has to go 1v2. Still a decent chance for him with this health bar here, but no utility for Shady, so he's just going to have to do it the old-fashioned way.
The good old-fashioned way of dry peeking into the corners and try to clear out the angles by yourself, but action is waiting. It looks like both players have seen each other. Here come the shots, and Shady will take a bullet down to 70 HP and a dream. Action. Swing out. Puck gets knocked out. Down to a 1v1. But MG, he still has the frag grenade. And if it's right on the money, he might be able to take the win here. But it looks like Shady has a better angle. Finds the final bullet. And then it looks like CaraHouse will lead out one more round. It's going to be 2-1. As I thought 1 would be plenty, and 2 is more than enough. And if they find the third one, then Mexico could be going most likely towards the side of CaraHouse.
It's a good start, no doubt. I think that Vasco definitely getting a little bit too tricky, and some of the trades they're taking later on are just straight up not good. And CaraHouse are taking advantage of it every single time. MG, a push through mid, actually, through the water. Fefe is able to trade one back, and he's got a fantastic angle. He does run out of bullets, though, as I think they do believe that Rambo's over there. They are going to spot that nade coming in. So now they have taken over control of the middle of the map now, CaraHouse, but Rambo going to be isolated by Silva. And a pretty good shot here for Vasco. Takes some good trades as Fefe gets one, Action gets the other, and they're back on the map here with 2 rounds taken down.
2-2, we are tied. And Vasco now looking for the third is going to be sending 3 players down towards middle. So B is being left out there, and that expectation of that CaraHouse might be hitting A is actually correct, as all 5 players are going to be waiting outside of A corridor as well. Some overnades being thrown. Silva may eat that. It looks like he's not going to get ticked away. As now, Vasco is going to be set up in a default position to hold onto the bomb sites.
Yeah, just get 3 people in mid, and 1 guy to cover under, and 1 guy to cover the stairs on the left side of the map. Throwing a bunch of smokes at the entrance to mid, and you're feeling pretty good from the Global Risk side. We do have 2 people coming over here. Make it 3, actually. Are they just going to go for straight up push up the stairs into the A site? Looks like it for now with all these people coming in. Maybe trying to catch someone peeking, but as we can see, it's just MG watching this angle with Silva nearby on the site.
But at the same time, MG does not miss the opening picks. No, he's going to readjust himself to not look at the staircase, and that will be it for now. Minute left with the top flash coming through. Here is the go sign from the staircase to go with all guns blazing, but Silva puts the onto a Shady, quickly gets up a double to open the bomb site up, but at the same time, we still have VNC and Action alive. Action took a bunch in the process, and the nade will push him away from the double doors. The bomb will soon be planted here.
That plan comes down, and they do not really have an angle on this one. I think they're considering just pushing through the smoke at this point. You don't really have enough time to rotate all the way around, although VNC is going to try, and they might look to pincer attack with this one, but Rambo is checking it, and he's going to have the off angle for anyone who tries to rotate here. You see VNC trying to check it himself, but not going to get the drop on that. It's flash over the top. Action just going to try to send it, but Rambo says no. And already 3 rounds on the blacklist side here for CaraHouse. We're off to a fantastic start here that one's just a great push onto A, and it just felt like Vasco was not ready for it.
Oh, Vasco was 100% not ready for it. Like, had they expected something coming that way, then MG would have been way far back, having a gap to only look at the players coming in, and the rest of the riflers would be ready up close. But eventually, the round is going to go towards CaraHouse, like I've said before. 1 is the foothold, 2 is enough, and 3 is more than you need to, get yourself going in the blacklist side of Mexico. And they have already picked up 3, and any more rounds from here from now on is a bonus, honestly speaking. So CaraHouse will do that. In the meantime, they are going to be playing pretty passive while Vasco gets a little bit more aggressive down towards middle. The nades are being thrown left and right, but not going to be on the mark. Nobody is going to take a damage from it.
Yeah, no damage just yet. CaraHouse cutting noise for a long period of time, and then will eventually show off what kind of push they will look for. At this point, kind of just seems like they were waiting to grab any aggression from Vasco. Although it does seem like MG and those guys have kind of given up on that idea. And they don't have MG actually on the A site anymore. They've got him just looking at Waterway. And the riflers to hold down any rush that does come in towards mid or towards the A site.
Less than a minute here. And Vasco hold down towards A. And CaraHouse to go down towards A. Or is that a fake? Not exactly sure what they're willing to do. But now the setups are being thrown out down towards middle. And it looks like CaraHouse with the top pop flash is going to spring out. Kimbum leading the charge with Shady. Can Silva VNC Fefe holding one down? All guns blazing. Fefe goes down across, but VNC swings out, gets a huge double kill. And now all down to the hands of player Rambo. Not gonna happen as MG was looking at underpass, even though the main aggression was coming down towards middle. Was going to be able to catch off the rotation, and Vasco is going to be able to tie it back up to 3-on-3.
Yeah, we just saw how happy VNC was in that moment. It's pretty daunting, right? You've got 5 people, well, as we know, it was 4 people rushing into mid. Everybody is shooting at one angle, right? So you, as the global risk player, you need to pop out and somehow find the exact right timing to not get shot and also get your own spray down. And it can be pretty daunting, but VNC able to get that job done, as it was a pretty standard just push into mid. Looks like they might send it a bit earlier this time with a utility grenade locked and ready to go, it does look like, for Dola.
Well, we will have to wait and see what happens from here now on, but tied back on 3-on-3. CaraHouse is going to be gathered outside of... Oh, the nade's going to find so much value. Another nade cocked, but it looks like it's not going to be thrown just yet. Another nade, please, from Vasco, and that will do so much damage. Easy 200. But the go sign is given. They're going to send it down, but looks like the gun power from Silva is good for 2. For a third, and he does get the third and gets the 4th. As MG earlier took a kill with an AWM, and Vasco's going to be able to hold down middle without losing too many players. It's going to be 4-on-3. With Vasco finally leading out, and honestly speaking, if Vasco wants any chance, they will have to pick up the remainder of the 2 rounds in the first half, because otherwise, CaraHouse will easily take Mexico away from them.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see what that second half looks like as well, but in general, as you mentioned, 3 rounds is pretty comfortable. And, I mean, CaraHouse, they had some really fancy tech on this map. Like, the pushes were pretty cool. They had through Waterway, through the stairs. It felt like they were taking advantage of the, lack of defense just straight on the sites from Vasco. But now they've just gone for 2 very plain standard pushes into mid, and that's where Vasco's setup is going to shine. So I'm a little bit disappointed that CaraHouse have kind of gone back to the standard when what wasn't standard was working so well early on. But, here we go once again. They're going to push in. Silva does get that big spray from A, and meanwhile trying to push in underneath this Rambo. He's going to get some kill here onto Silva. As Fefe, I think he should have spotted him as well. And now just 1 person on each site here for the side of Vasco. We have Fefe trying to rotate pretty fast, and Action should know this push is coming in.
Now on a 1-1 split, but the total number of players are going to be 4 down. The 2-on-2 action is sprayed down quickly by Shady, but Fefe did come around the corner. Will find the headshot down to a 1v1 now. Rambo in dire hopes to get the bomb planted and win the round. Fefe's down low. One more bullet will do it, but looks like he's out, and we'll have to go for the pistol. First two is going to miss. The nade is going to be tossed, and Fefe swings around the corner, and the blast bullet from the pistol is going to hit. And CaraHouse is going to find the 4th round of Mexico, and all of a sudden, CaraHouse looking to bounce back after losing 2 maps in a row is going to find the 4th on the blacklist side. We're tied to 4-4 with the last round remaining onto the first half.
Yeah, 4 rounds already for CaraHouse. A chance to pick up a 5th round from the blacklist side. That time, just the flash is repositioned a little bit, I think, to get whoever was playing that back box and mid out of there, and that essentially gave them just a bit of extra power on that mid push. And also Rambo going through the waterway this time, getting the value that they needed out of him, which doesn't always happen. We do have the C4 over on the left side of the map. It looks like they might want to go for an A push once again, just up the stairs and down into the A site. Let's see if Vasco has any read on this at all. As a decent amount of utility already thrown into mid just to get them off of the smell of this push. You see Silva also looking into mid, but now Shady gonna move in by himself. This actual push is coming in here. MG does get 1. He's gonna pick up 2. MG huge to try to hold down the site. Action as well, trying to swing in, but Shady getting 3 kills of his own. Giving them a decent shot here is now MG up against Shady, the 1v1. He's got VNC on the way, looking to help him out as well. And MG's just doing a song and a dance, just trying to distract him, and that will be VNC to get the shot down. At least Vasco will pick up 5 rounds here on the Global Risk side.
5-4 half. I mean, if it's any of the other maps, then I would say Vasco is in a good form to close the match out. But 5 rounds only on the Global side of Mexico. It's more like you dropped it 7-2 or 2-7. So we will have to wait and see what happens from here now on. And so now we have to switch of the sides. Vasco is going to be on the attacking angle, and CaraHouse is going to be defending on the Global Risk.
Yeah, let's see what this blacklist side looks like for the side of Vasco as well, because we saw some tricky stuff from CaraHouse. They were getting a lot of great plays going, a lot of great pushes that it seemed like Vasco could not quite handle. The sprays were just a bit better aggressively from CaraHouse. You'll note here that CaraHouse have elected to give up the middle of the map. A bit of a dry, slow push from the side of Vasco that they don't see anything. A little bit of spamming behind the box. Maybe they saw Rambo running away, but essentially CaraHouse have elected to give up the middle of the map, which you don't generally see.
Yeah, it's like giving away half of the ground of your own to the real estate. Even though Mexico being small and all angles are kind of like conjected together, so real estate is real estate, and middle is also quite important, as they can always close off 2 different angles and just run down towards B and just aggress it like as if they're rushing down A. So mid control definitely quite important, but now MG up and over on top of stairs, looking to spring if a flashbang gets thrown over by Silva. Gonna have a 3-2 split as they did give up middle, and here is the go sign towards A. Can they hold this one down? The real question. Flashes up and over. VNC finds one. Looking for the second, swings out, gets the kill, and the drop onto Shady. This goes down as well, so the bomb should be picked up and planted for now, but somehow Kimbo and Rambo was able to come out from the smoke and hold on to the angle. MG! From Narnia is going to land that on shot. Now Kimbo trying to get the best out of everyone else. He's going to find the straight onto action. Can he get the second? No, he cannot. Somehow, Vasco was going to be able to find the first blacklist round to themselves. It's going to be 6-4.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot during that round, but that's part of the issue of giving up mid for free, is that they just get this massive 5-man push on the A and they just brute force it. Like, you just throw enough flashes in there and you get enough people onto the site. Like, yeah, we did see a couple of kills go in the way of CaraHouse, but they will take that site unless something goes terribly wrong for them. So, and you can get some quick rotations over, but you're just not going to be there on time, and trying to retake A is like trying to pull teeth. I mean, it's not easy. And Vasco were like, okay, you want to give up mid? We're just going to save all of our utility Remember, they dry peaked in the mid, so now, a bit more of a standard setup here from CaraHouse. See if it works out for them. Rambo, as Lucas goes down to a grenade already. Fefe has been so good at landing those grenade hits.
Looks like Vasco did a nade stack, so no bullets needed for Lucas to go down. One potato does half, another does the rest of the HP, so 2 potatoes was enough. And now, rest of Vasco is going to go for a reset rather than pressuring down towards middle. They do understand that CaraHouse could go aggressive here, and all of a sudden MG gets picked off as Dola goes way too out of mind and way too aggressive through stairs, gets the kill, and backs out as we are equalized back down to 4 on 4.
Let's see how this is going to go. They're going to push straight onto A, just straight right through the front door. Just a couple of flashes, and that's it. Dola, they should know where he is, but they got to deal with Kimbom on the right side as well. Dola will be taken out, and that is massive for Vasco here on the attack of this site. The plant is coming down, and all of a sudden, Vasco's blacklist side on this map is looking stellar as they make their way in. Only a couple of guys left here. 7 health left on Kimbom. And this is just not an easy retake. Kimbom desperate to try to find someone. And Rambo, he has been so clutch in the past, but they know exactly where he is, and everybody just spams that box. And that is a 7th round to Vasco, as they're only 3 rounds away from taking this first match already.
All of a sudden, Vasco showing the caliber. It's going to be able to pick up 2 rounds in a row, but the real question is, can they continue on with the trend or be shut down? Because once the aggression halt is put there, and looks like the aggression is going to be coming out from the side of CaraHouse, they're going to be running out. Nola gets picked up by Action, and now the rest of them is going to be pushing up the staircase.
Oh boy.
Shady does find MG, but he went down too, and all of a sudden, this round, yet another round looking better to the side of Vasco.
Yeah, CaraHouse just trying to get some big, cheeky push going, and, at the end of the day, it's just really rough for them. At least Rambo's going to pick up 2, gives him a good shot, but now the spray on the left side, it's Action taking down Shady, and Vasco taking down their 8th round of this map. Vasco are just steamrolling them now from the blacklist side. Doesn't matter what map this is at the end of the day, if Vasco are going to play this well.
Just need to pick up 2 more rounds. Vasco have to close the series out and go climb up the ladder for the playoffs. But for now, we just can't say CaraHouse is out already. There's still enough rounds left for them to make something happen. After a failed aggression, they're going to be playing stuck down towards A, a 4-man stack. They're going to give a middle. Only Kimbom is kind of just lurking on top of water, but look at the creeping down towards the middle. Rambo does find the pick onto MG. That's an opening. But we still do have Action creeping up, and Rambo gets traded instantly. And all of a sudden, Dola gets some bullets, and the rest of Action and VNC can easily wrap around and get some flanks in.
Guys, you forgot the bomb. They're just going for like crazy wraparound plays, and they're pushing in pretty far. Okay, it looks like Silva will pick up the bomb, but at this point in time, we do have CaraHouse cleaning this up pretty well. And, okay, Silva's going to get the drop on a Shady. They are really making this round pretty hectic, and CaraHouse aren't really sure which angle they're going to be coming in from is really the issue. But Dola holding down the site, but Silva has been so good on this map. He's got 16 kills. He's going to pick up a kill, and he gets this bomb plant down on A. And it's 2v1. This is looking excellent once again for Vasco. I don't know how they're managing to make this blacklist side look so favored.
And now Kimbom onto the clutch. Can he do it? No, he cannot. VNC will quickly find the head. And looks like Vasco is on the map point and the match point of the series, Valdez.
It's looking very likely that they take it down here, and the epic music will begin because they've done it. They've made it to at least overtime on the 3rd map, and it could be their 3rd map in a row for the side of Vasco. CaraHouse have tried so hard to put a stop to Vasco here from the Global Risk side, but they have found 0 luck.
0 luck indeed. We'll have to wait and see what is going to happen. As Now, Vasco, after 2 successful quick aggressions, gonna play this one out pretty slow with only that kind of poke and prodding. See if we can get any out of that mission he is on right now.
Yeah, he's trying to see what he can see down the stairs. And there are 3 people on the east side for the side of CaraHouse. They're essentially giving up mid again. And again, it's really risky, right? Maybe you get a bunch of utility if they try to take mid and nobody's there, and then perhaps you can hold on to a site that way after Vasco used a bunch of utility. But the issue is that Vasco is very willing to just dry peek in a mid. They haven't used anything. Like a couple of smokes, you know? I guess 1 smoke from the side of Vasco, that's it. Just at the front of A. And now they have control of mid.
The nade stack
Oh,
towards the containers. Lucas and Dola instantly taken out from the fight. They have to rotate out from there and find the better position to hold, as now only 47 seconds remaining, and they crippled 2 players of CaraHouse already. Let's see if Rambo and the rest of CaraHouse can hold this one down.
Let's see, as now they've got a stack on top of Rambo here as well. They are charging in. He does get that spray going, though, right on time to just stop the push, but the rest of the push is coming in from underneath as well. Action looking for some, and a big stack here from the side of CaraHouse. Bembe, he's not able to hit the spray, though, and it looks like they might be holding on for 1 more round. Only 10 seconds left, and MG says, screw it, we're not winning this round. I'm just gonna back away. But again, we could have this epic music for 5 more rounds in a row. Vasco have already put themselves in a great spot. CaraHouse are holding on by a thread at this point. It is very desperate from their side.
Sometimes a thread is all you need to make yourself back out of the labyrinth. It looks like CaraHouse needs to find 4 more. Will they do it? That was the real question.
I'd say it's pretty unlikely, but, you know, you got to start every comeback somewhere. As here we go. Nice peek in from Action, but there's so many other members of CaraHouse right there. Unfortunately for them, Dola also going to go down, and early on as well. So now, already a manpower advantage here for the side of Vasco. It looks like they might want to go Waterway as a team, all 4 members rushing towards this part of the map. It's only going to be Rambo holding this angle. And, you know, if it's 5v5, going water can be risky. But if it's 4v3, okay, Kimbom is going to get over here, so they've got that extra man. It looks like they have read the timing of this rotation pretty well. Now can they hit their shots?
They have a really good crossfire setup, and Vasco start moving in. There's the first kill in the second. Now Kimbom swings out, gets a kill on his own, but Action gets a double kill. Down to a 1v1. He's down low. He's at only 9 HP, but a 1v1. And Action has been clutching in these kind of moments. He does have a smoke, he does have a flash, he does have a frag grenade. So if he can utilize that, he can make this round and make the round for his team. For now, Lucas himself is going to be tucked by the Cubby of A. And Action is going to use the sweet time to himself. He still has about a minute to work with. That's definitely more than enough to make the decisions, the right decisions, so to speak.
Yeah, the issue for Action is that he would love to just sit on a site and defend, but from the Blacklist side, he's going to eventually have to push, and it's really just the luxury of Lucas to be able to sit by the tractor and just wait. And Action's going to be the one who makes the first move towards B, and it does look like Action will get a free plant on B. Lucas will have to respond afterwards, and, you know, Action, he is very much down on health, but if he can hit the headshots like he always does, and he can maintain a very long angle, as you're able to do many times on B, it's not looking that bad for him. I like this plant as well.
Action's planting wide in the open too, and now he has so many angles he can take, and that leaves Lucas in so many questions. 1v1 goes on the box. There's going to be Action, and Lucas can easily catch that. And looks like holding on to the thread, CaraHouse will find 1 more round, as we are going to be getting closer to the overtime. 9-6 on the scoreline.
Yeah, not looking too happy on the side of CaraHouse. You still see their smiles on the side of Vasco. They know they have tons and tons of time, but That one was a pretty close round. I like what Action was trying to do, actually. You know, he was trying to rotate around the back. He wanted to get the long angle with his AK, low on health, but unfortunately just bad timing for him. Not due to his fault, really, and Lucas got the drop on him, so nicely done for Lucas, I suppose. And now we move into round number 16. Vasco, what's going to be the choice for them this time around? As once again, no real setup in mid for the side of CaraHouse. And Vasco will just take it for free.
But Vasco's also going to test the water. They don't want to go a little too aggressive as Dola was exchanging bullets once again. Minute 30, and Vasco definitely approaching this round with a bit more composure. They're always looking for their 6. They're always looking for any possible rotations. And, yeah, for now, it's going to be very passive for both of these teams here.
Yeah, just waiting for it, but control that Vasco have over mid still feels pretty good. They're going to flash Fefe into the side stairs there and actually just seat MG to watch this box here.
This is the calm before the storm, and looks like they're going to storm middle through under. Not exactly sure if Vasco is aware of this. There's 49 seconds and ticking, and the ghost side is given. Random was straight out, not gonna hit his action, gonna gun down one play quickly. Fefe as well, finding a quick headshot onto Kimba. And B is completely open. The one through the smoke though is gonna land a lucky shot to Fefe as an equalizer, but the bomb will be planted out way and open. You have Shady and Lucas on the rotation towards the backside, takes down action. Uh-oh is the right term to say right here, right now, as it's only down to MG and Silva. MG finds one.
It's defused.
The defuse is going to come through.
Yeah, just like that. You saw Dola, he was able to put his face on the line, get in front of everyone else. And due to the plant, it was a little bit too close to the containers, to the weapon ammunition, and he's able to duck behind it and then fuse down, easy peasy. Action, you know, he tried to go for the peek, but there were 2 people that peeked him at the same time, so pretty rough for him to win that one. CaraHouse are making this comeback a real thing. Just 2 rounds away, and you know, 5 rounds from the side of Global Risk. We've seen crazier things than that. To do it in a row is impressive, but it's absolutely doable. CaraHouse now, they're finally beginning to get some momentum behind them to try to make this possible.
Surely it does look possible now at this point. Picking up 3 in a row now. So the momentum definitely has kicked in. As now CaraHouse is looking for their 4th to continue on with the pattern and go for the comeback here. Minute 30, and Vasco is going to do that same old, clear out middle. Don't rush it just yet. Some comms being given here as well. As Vasco is going to back out of middle this time.
I think Vasco should just go for an A hit. You know, if CaraHouse are going to give up the middle of the map, you can just take it, get some flashes in. They got one of their first blacklist rounds in that manner, and I think it's a decent strategy. As far as we know, there are 3 people and potentially 4 people to rotate over to A though, so maybe trying to factor that in. And perhaps they don't quite want to go on to A just yet. A little grenade hits Dola on the site. Some smokes over the top. Does look like we have some presence over towards A. So perhaps a push in there.
Setups right now thrown out, and looks like the A hit is happening right now. Through the smoke comes in. It's actually like a brave man he is. Takes down Dola to open us up, and Lucas can't do much when he's getting stormed by the other players of Vasco. The bomb now gets planted, and look at the positioning of Vasco. They're going to take the strongest defending positions ever. 3v4 with the bomb being planted. The timer against them. I don't think this is possible. CaraHouse for the Rambo will find a quick headshot to Fefe to open us up to 3-on-3, but only 20 seconds. So much time. So less of a time to make things happen. Kimbo swings in. Shady gets a double. Rambo finds the kill and quickly goes to defuse. And all of a sudden, Valdez, I think the dream might be coming true right now. Holding on to a threat and making a comeback.
Yeah, it might just happen. I mean, This is potential, by the way, if CaraHouse, they force overtime, they win overtime, we go to another map, and maybe they take that one. Maybe we go all the way to port. Could still happen at this point in time. Never say never, as they say. Vasco, they got to the doorstep. They got one round away. This epic music has been playing in the background this entire time because Vasco's on the doorstep of winning the match, but it's only making CaraHouse's comeback more epic at this point in time. So
Shady is sitting on 19 kills.
Yeah.
This guy is feeling it right now.
It's Shady versus Silva, right? Silva on 18. Who's going to end up with more kills at the end is the real question. Who's going to win this match, most importantly, or this map first?
And Vasco wouldn't want to go into overtime for sure because they will have to end up on the blacklist side of all things. And yeah, we'll have to wait and see what goes on from here. Now, 1 minute 30 seconds left onto the clock. Vasco starting to creep in down towards the middle. And so far, we question, but here's the ghost sign. We'll talk about that later. Now they're going to be fully sending it, but they're going to get mowed down. Send them to Motown, baby. 3 players down already. And all of a sudden, Shady's just looking for more bullets. And MJ took a butt for action. He gets one, the nade misses too. MJ in action is barely holding it in there, but can they make this clutch shot? Kimbom on top of boxes. I don't think Vasco realizes they're going to be playing with fire here. Kimbom gets a quick double spray down. And boy, oh boy, they're going to hold on to the thread and go right into overtime.
9-9 is the score. We go to extra rounds, and at this point, who knows who's going to win? 5 rounds in a row to the side of CaraHouse. And Vasco just could not put the final nail in the coffin. Of course, they'll have another opportunity as we do go into extra rounds. And I really don't know who to favor at this point. I think CaraHouse were very slow to get it started on the side of Global Risk. But once they got it going, they really just shut the door in their face. Like, Vasco really struggled from there. And now I don't know what we're in for. Action's got his head down.
Action's got it. Oh man, they're trying to stay hydrated and get on top of the game. Didn't quite happen on the first 2 halves. Now we are getting ready to go into the overtime. I never expected Mexico to come this tight. I honestly thought that this was a swift sail for CaraHouse to take it, but eventually Vasco's going to show the caliber in some way, somehow. We're going to overtime, so let's wait and see what will end up happening.
It seems like MG's going for a little walk. I don't know where he's going in the middle of the map, but Action also going to go.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what really happens as we're going to have a quick swap by the players, so we'll have to wait and see what goes on. But it looks like the players are going to take a little quick break to get some fresh air and get some water and stay hydrated and come back into the game. Us casters, apparently we are out of water, so we're going to have to go with our raw voice and deliver the game to you guys right in front of your screen.
Yeah, and it's only the beginning. This is the first best of 5. We have potentially 2 more maps in this one after the overtime, and then we could get into Evolution Power Gaming, who are probably just watching this one, kind of shaking their heads like, what is going on this Mexico? And trying to study it, thinking to themselves, maybe we should pick Mexico into Vasco if they do get through. Yeah, this has been a very interesting comeback from CaraHouse.
That is true. But if I was Evolution Power, I wouldn't want to pick Mexico because of how they won 4 rounds of Blacklist in a row. It comes to show how Vasco actually knows how to play the Blacklist side. CaraHouse being able to pick up the 5 rounds to come to a comeback only because the map is so Global Risk favored and it's heavy towards the Global Risk side. But at the end of the day, CaraHouse did make a comeback as we are now going into overtime. For the guys that are just tuning in, Vasco has picked up 2 maps in a row. And now we are on map number 3 of Mexico. As we are going into overtime, we are tied on 9-9. So let's get ready to rumble. And yeah, see what goes from here.
Yeah, well, it is going to be CaraHouse starting out on the Blacklist side. And we get to see if they can replicate some of those results they had. They got 4 rounds from the Blacklist side the last time around. So same as Vasco, obviously. That's why we have this tiebreaker. And CaraHouse maybe expecting a little push to come in at this point, but just waiting, clearing out all the angles, waiting for the push to come in. Rambo just pushing by himself up the stairs. And he's not going to see anyone. Let's see if they can clear this out in mid. Of course, Vasco not going to elect to do the strategy where you leave mid open. I'm not a big fan of that one myself either.
No, probably not. And yeah, the main difference between Vasco and CaraHouse is that Vasco will take control of middle and CaraHouse will give up. It's a little bit more risky. They're expecting the gunplay. Silva's going to take down Noah. BNC there's Lucas as well. That Fate adds onto the casualty. Kimbum goes down. And Shady and Rambo is left all alone with C4 down towards middle. But yeah, a couple nades are going to be thrown over. It's going to hit action for half. So it's on the money, but looks like there's not much for Shady and Rambo to do.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty rough for them, 2v4. But yeah, okay, Action's going to get the drop on a Rambo. And Shady just has to kind of peek in here. He does get the 1 kill. Doesn't take any damage himself. Might even be able to get this plant and make things interesting. But for now, just going to continue to be on the move. Not a bad idea, but MG will take him down with a quick headshot with his own M4. So Vasco get on the board early on the GR side. And that one, not very close. I feel like, you know, they try to push it mid, and those guys in the front line, BNC and Silva, have just been so good at making sure those sprays are on point. And it has been a bit of a iffy spot for CaraHouse. They haven't had to get a lot of mid control because of these 2 players.
That is true. And this time, CaraHouse is going to be playing a default passive setup and see what goes from there. And yeah, going back to what I was saying about taking mid control in Mexico. If you gain control of middle, what happens is that if you can hold it down, you win the round there. If you do get crushed, you lose the round there. But for CaraHouse, what they're doing is they're giving up middle and sending the players down closer to the bomb site. Then what happens is, even if you lose a couple players, you still have a good chance to hold at the bomb site. But at the same time, if the enemy decides to go into the bomb site that you're not covering, then the enemy wins the round. So the risk factor kind of lays between here and there. And balance the risk and balance goes to BMG as he picks up a quick double kill. Almost got the 3rd and but damage. Silva's going to quickly spray down 2 and get the C4 down as well. Action wraps up the round, and Vasco is going to pick up their 2nd round coming into overtime, and they will need all 3 of these, because theoretically speaking, they can lose the next 3 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, if they charge an MG who is holding the angle of water, and there's no flash on him, he's going to hit the shot. And he hit the first one, he hit the second one, they didn't flash it afterwards either. Silva once again, headshot through the smoke. And the guys of CaraHouse can't find any angle to get in onto mid. Grenade to take him out with the 2 grenade stack. Rambo is alone. They don't know where he is, but they know where the bomb is. He is going to be spotted looking the wrong way. So 3 rounds in a row go the way of Vasco. Seems like they're not messing around anymore. Of course, they got the start on GR, and they got 3 rounds in a row. We could see the same thing happen by CaraHouse. Let's see if they do.
Double time for Vasco, rapidly picking up 3 rounds, and now they're looking for their 4th of the overtime to close the map out. And not only that, close the series out. And like I've said before, you gain $4,000 more by climbing up the ladder just once. So you climb it up twice, then you gain $10,000 more. So definitely a lot of money is on the line. And #1 spot, you get $40,000.
Not half bad. A lot of money, a lot of pride. You know, you want to take your region to the top. You want to be the team that represents your region. You want everybody to remember CaraHouse. You want everybody to remember Vasco. And both of these teams are trying their absolute hardest to do that at this point in time. But looking pretty good for Vasco again. They are once again on the doorstep. The epic music begins again. Will it be the epic music of CaraHouse's comeback again? That's the question.
Looks like CaraHouse is going to be going down towards middle aggressively this time, not giving control away. And Vasco is going to see if they can poke a prod into smokes. Some nade and smokes being thrown out as a setup, and all of a sudden CaraHouse looks very startled as they're going to have a few players down towards A-bombs. They took a bunch of damage to Shady. Lucas is going to open up for BNC. Silva from middle though is going to be good for a single kill. Not sure if that was good for a second as he went down. Shady down very low. All down to the hands of Action and MG. The nade is going to pop, and Action is going to find the kill to Shady. MG versus World. 1v3 and a Dream has the arm to work with it. Nade in the flash, but the nades are now flying his way. I'm not sure if MG can do this one, Valdez.
It's not looking very likely for him. He is being wrapped around on at this moment. And they're going to respect him, actually. You see Rambo is not going to charge it, dude, just yet. There it is, the headshot through the box from Kim Bum. It's the first round going the way of CaraHouse's GR side, 12-10.
So Valdez, if CaraHouse wins all three, then Vasco will have to play on the blacklist side. Is that
what's going on? Not 100% sure. I don't remember what the ruling is on that. Who does start on the final side? But MG gets a massive pick-off here right from the get-go. They might not even have to think about it if Vasco can end this match here.
I mean, Vasco, they're twisting their body, really rooting to win out here. They don't want to risk the series going on to map number 4, Black Widow, also somewhat in favor of CaraHouse. So setups are now thrown, and Vasco, there is no way back home. They're going to be sending it down towards middle. They're going to get pressured in all 4 angles. BNC gets a kill. Dola swings out. Shady gets double to be Dola. Shady picks up a double to wrap up the round. Then all of a sudden, second round is going to be picked up on the second half towards CaraHouse. And now we are left with a single round of all things.
Yeah, really excellent. Really excellent retake there mid. Just the delayed push to come in, and it looks like Vasco were just not ready for that flash as Lucas kind of hanging out by himself, and now BNC picks up 2, he picks up 3, picks up a 4th kill as well, and now MG is going to end it, and there you go, they finally get the job done. It takes 13 rounds on 2 maps and 10 on compound, but they finally put an end to this match, and CaraHouse unfortunately will fall down 0-3, but Vasco, a pretty amazing end to it all. CaraHouse, a really good job, very nice try to come back in that multiple times. But at the end of the day, Vasco will be moving on up against Evolution Power Gaming.
BNC said, screw this, and he took the gun to the battle in 4K, and now